subtitles. That's fine.
Like,
Okay, we are live. All right, let's give it a few seconds to fill up the internet pipes. Okay, well, good morning, good afternoon, or maybe good evening, everybody. Good to be back with you. My name is Julian. I'm the chief evangelist of Arcee AI, and today with me I have Mark, our founder and CEO, and I have Lucas, our CTO. Right. So good morning, guys. I guess for you. Good evening for me. And yeah, everybody joining this, you can please post a message and let us know where you are. And it's always fun to see the different locations. So of course, you can also ask questions. We'll try and keep an eye on questions in the chat box, and we'll try to answer as many as we can. Okay, don't be shy, and this is your chance to ask Mark and Lucas stuff. So yeah, go ahead. So, so this was a bit of a mystery announcement, right? I just put up this RC logo saying, something is coming. So, um, so I guess some of you are curious what we're gonna talk about. So yeah, I guess you're gonna find out. Yeah, and we have people from India, Dublin and Paris. Okay, it's not just me not having dinner right now. India is impressive. What time is it over there? Come on, this is crazy, right? I mean, you guys are insane. Go to bed. Come on, don't listen to us. All right, let's get down to business. So Mark, maybe as a quick refresher, tell us a little bit what RC has been up to in the last few months with respect to foundation models. So what's the current situation before we talk about the new stuff?
yeah, I mean, for everyone who knows RC, we predominantly played in post trading for kind of the first year of existence. We had a great and continue to have a great post training pipeline. One of the best in the world, I will say. I'll be biased on that side. And
You're allowed to. You're allowed to. That's
yeah,
fine.
I'm allowed to be biased. We would take, great open source models, and we would make them better, customize them specifically for organizations, and that's really where we were able to excel. But in the past, 6 months or so, we've really switched into pre-training as well. So pre-training our own
Hmm.
model architectures. We decided a while ago that is what we wanted to do. We didn't want to be dependent upon the other great companies that were releasing models, and we wanted to train those models from the ground up ourselves and own that architecture. And so we kind of pivoted into that full model stack at that point, with when it all came together with the release of our initial model, or our inaugural model in the AFM RC Foundation model family, we call it,
Yep.
4.5B. Yeah, and that's where we're at today, or where we were, let's say, 4 weeks ago from a launch perspective.
Yeah. Time flies. So yeah,
Yeah,
AFM 45B, available on Hugging Face, available on Together AI. If you wanna try it out. We
available
have
on Open Router now.
they're on Open Router as well. We have blog posts. We have everything you need to get started. Um, Lucas, I mean, there are so many models out there. I mean, what are the unique things we will look for when building AFM 45B?
The 4.5B was originally designed and architected for like the on-device use, so
Mm-hmm.
like your edge devices. So not your kind of cloud edge where you think data centers, but laptops, cell phones, and select Internet of Things devices. It was actually very very early on um, meant for uh, agentic applications on phones. So moving between different applications and calling tools, it eventually became a little bit more general purpose than that, as we saw
Yeah.
it get better than we thought. So it was designed for edge devices and to be reliable and consistent there, um, as well as giving companies for compliance reasons who can't use open weight models out of China an
Yeah.
alternative that was using kind of modern techniques as opposed to the alternative, which are kind of models that are already a year behind. And in this industry, like a year, you might as well consider that 5 years in your average tech.
Yeah, yeah, it moves quickly. Maybe a word about the data. I know your team spent a crazy amount of time on building clean data. So, you know, in a couple of minutes, tell us about that, why it's important, and some of the things we did to
Yeah,
deliver that.
there's a few aspects to that. The benefit actually is beyond um, compliance and regulatory concerns around how people are using data. Just kind of pulled from the web. Um, Doing synthetic transformations over uh, existing pre-training data is very powerful for teaching the model in a certain way. Um, getting the model to learn how to do kind of like inductive reasoning and
Mm,
inherent work that way, you can formulate and reformat the data in a way. So of the 8 trillion tokens that model was trained on, about 4.5 to maybe 5 trillion were purely synthetic data.
mm. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. So, Mark, so AFM is out there, but I think we have a first announcement on AFM tonight. So, what are we changing on AFM?
Yeah, so when we launched AFM, which was the inaugural model in this suite of models that we will be releasing, over the coming months, but when we launched AFM, we released it with a commercial restriction in that, I believe the number is 1.75 million of revenue. If you
Yeah.
if you generate more than if you generate more than 1.75 million of ARR, then you have to pay a licensing fee. Um, and that licensing fee is like a license subscription type fee, very similar to how Cohere prices their models.
Hmm.
Uh, so what we're doing now going forward, and we've shifted our vision, our mission. We will be going full open source with 4.5B, full Apache. Actually, it'll be a full
Right.
Apache license, which is pretty unique in this space for models, and really dedicating the company to an open source push and initiative, and not only is this 4.5B license changing to full Apache, all our new models will be Apache 2.0 that are on the horizon, because we just want to enable more greatness in the world of open source. And further to that, we're actually going to be committing $20 million of our capital to open source. And maybe doesn't seem like a tremendous amount of money in AI these days, as you see, wild numbers getting thrown around, but it's a lot to us. We have
Yeah.
not raised the same kind of capital that other players in the space have raised. So it's a tremendous amount of capital for us, and we are really going hard, pivoting and committing to enabling open source, the community in open source, enabling people to build on top of our models, and they will be freely available for all commercial use going forward. And as of today, 4.5B licenses switched over. And
So
I know
yeah.
Lucas, you want to chime in a little more on that?
No, you hit it pretty well. I think there is a key, you know, some an important thing to note, right, is I would consider these models like fully open weight, such that
Hmm.
models are uh, available for people to download, use, run in any scenario, commercial or otherwise. The weights are available. A lot of the training and inference code will be made available. However, we're not at this moment releasing any of the training data. At least for pre-training, we might do some for post-training, but because of that, I wouldn't consider us 100% open source in that
Yeah.
capacity. There
Yeah.
are
It's a moving target. It's a moving target. Yeah. And so let's pause on that. And again, not everybody is super familiar with licenses and open source licenses. So let's take two examples. As a practitioner, as a developer, as an engineer, just pulling stuff from Hugging Face and trying to build. Why should I care about Apache 2 models? And as an enterprise customer, trying to find the right model to build my product or my AI solution. Why should I care? Why is that important? Why is that? Hopefully a guarantee that you'll build better and just be in a better place. Mark, maybe if you
Oh,
want to start.
Lucas, you go ahead. Lucas, you can
Yeah.
go
Okay,
first.
Lucas. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think that there's two important threads here that make fully open weight models important, as well as um, just having more ownership over the models themselves important. The major one is uh, complete free concerns of legality and long-term sustainability of a model. Like, say there is, this isn't unique, this isn't for RC, but maybe other companies where there is a model license that come with it, that it's even more restrictive than just like a
Mm,
revenue number. Those can change, they can add to them. They often have in those licenses that they can change this at any time, and you have to abide by it. When you're agreeing to use the model, you agree to that term, which kind of nullifies some of the benefits of something like Hugging Face or GitHub, where you can,
mm,
if say someone switched something from Apache to a more restrictive license, you could still use the checkpoint from the Apache version.
yeah.
A lot of them have stipulations don't require that. So the big one is, say I want to run a model for a product or an application or a feature or something for my customers, ensuring that 5 years from now it will remain in the exact same state, performance, and behavior is unbelievably important. And Apache 2.0 kind of affirms that and ensures that you don't have to worry about those. The second is the trend is leaning heavily towards the model being a key part of the product, not just another tool that you're using, right? And
Sure.
doing customization and reinforcement learning and fine tuning on a model towards the very specific product that it's being used in has shown time and time again to amplify that product's reliability, performance, and
Sure.
overall alignment. So having these models available for companies to use in perpetuity and customize them however they see fit is very important for like a healthy LLM and AI ecosystem. It's also important for RC because there is no one better to help customize
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. It's if you want to, if you want to play or build on your own, if you want to, post train on your own, do merging, do all that stuff, that's okay, right? You have the freedom to do that. Um, and at the same time, if you need, I would say, professional help because you have a demanding use case and you want maximum performance, etc., we will support the models and
Mhm.
we will support their customization, etc. Mark, that's what we're doing with customers, and maybe you can talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, I think that one of the key pieces is working with us to further customize the model for your use case on your data. And one thing that often comes up in conversations we have with customers is whether they're using a llama model or even a Gemma model from Google or a Quen model. Getting support from the people who create the model is not going to happen, right? Meta's not supporting you,
For sure.
Google's not supporting you for
Yeah.
Gemma, and Alibaba is not supporting you for Quen. So
Yeah.
you have a unique ability with RC as you use our foundation models to get support from the creators of the model who have seen it, created it, seen every checkpoint, created it, from the ground up, which allows you to be in a much better spot when it comes to an end result and actually getting that model into production and driving ROI, which is obviously a concern in the space
Yeah.
of
Yeah. For sure.
AI, because it's, if everyone who's seen the MIT report talking about 95, I believe it was, percent of use cases are kind of failing. I
Yeah.
don't I don't think that's a testament to generative AI or LLMs failing. I think that's a testament to being used wrong,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
Which is again why oftentimes you need that expertise. And B, it's really about how we help with that is the open source side. When you have models that are open source, you can iterate, you can develop over them, you can build the way it should be built, as opposed to committing hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars
Yeah.
into something that may or may not work.
And that's that's my long lasting obsession. You can deploy it anywhere and any way
Yes.
you like. You don't have to. You're not locked into a particular cloud. And don't get us wrong. I mean, we like the cloud. We use the cloud, but we don't like to be locked into a single provider. And maybe you want to do on-prem, and maybe you want to do GPU, or maybe you want to do TPU, or maybe you want to do CPU, or maybe you want to do edge, right? So Lucas, I mean, the models are designed to be available everywhere, and I know your team is contributing, to the Transformers library and VLLM and Llama CPP, right? So maybe take a minute to explain why it's important to be able to do that and deploy anywhere.
If you want these to be accessible to everyone, whether that's developers, enterprises, individual users, enthusiasts, you have to kind of meet them where they are. It's not super realistic for us to
Mm.
just drop the weights in the format we trained it in and then say kind of best of luck. Now, I guess technically with Apache 2.0 you could do that, but we're very much in the we need to assist people to get the best use out of them. If we want to drive adoption and usage and get as many people as possible to see the benefits of these models, we need to meet them where they are. And a lot of that is people running these things on their laptop through, Olama, Llama CPP, LM Studio, people who
Mm.
enterprises who have clusters and are doing trials with open models right now. You want it to be very easy to use with VLM and SGLang. So absolutely being not just for inference and deployment, also working with Axolotl and Unsloth
Yeah,
and
yeah, sure, of course.
providers
All the
who
all the post training
yeah
frameworks. Yeah, sure.
who try to make customization and post training as easy as possible. So that's very, very important for us and something we'll continue to do as kind of a first class citizen.
Awesome. So Mark, you casually dropped the fact that yeah, we're spending 20 million to train models, and we have the RC Foundation model family. So we have a single model right now. So it's a small family, I guess. So I know we don't want to say too much tonight. I want to keep the suspense going. Can you at least maybe you know walk us through some of the things that are top of mind for RC right now and why? Not just
Yeah.
the what, but the why. I think the why is very important.
Yeah, and I'll just say, and then I can hand it over to Lucas, who can get into as much or as little detail as he wants. I'll just say that more models are coming. We this is a model family. This isn't a singular model. So the AFM will be a suite of models. More models are coming. Bigger models are coming, and I think that I think it's not a surprise. Open source models is largely dominated by Chinese labs right now. Largely,
Yeah.
largely dominated by Chinese labs. They make fantastic models. There isn't, a tremendous amount of companies in the Western Hemisphere that are focused on open source models.
Mm.
That is us. We are coming, right? We are coming, stronger than we, have been with 4.5B, and we are coming in to do a lot more and a lot bigger. But I'll keep it as vague as that, and I'll hand it over to Lucas, who can chime in more.
Fair enough, Lucas.
Well, I will say I mean, I said this. I just did a tweet announcing our switch kind of to Apache and more permissive licensing, and as a part of that, I mentioned in this exact moment there are 3 models training, not in development. 3 models are training, and I'll say that. I will say that we don't just have ambitions, but like deep R&D going towards having a model that fits basically every size that someone could be using a model at, from sub billion parameter to hundreds. So I'll leave it at that. But this isn't um, we are not just saying this is a goal for us. There is a tremendous amount of capital and bandwidth and research and development going into making this kind of uh, intentional direction into open weight and permissive models a reality, and it won't be too soon. I mean, it won't be too long before you see that.
Yeah. Yes.
It won't be too soon. It'll be
Well,
a couple
take your
years, but
time.
it'll be a while.
You need to get them right. You need to
Yeah.
get them. No rush, no rush. Okay, so well, you heard some numbers. I'm not gonna repeat them. I guess my initial reaction is, will we still be able to talk about small language models? But maybe that's another webinar, right? Maybe that's
Yeah,
another
I think,
webinar.
and I do think, like, for save for one, I think everything else, it might be SLM with an asterisk. But
Yeah.
I think
We'll find
Lucas
another name for it. Yeah.
Lucas had kind of has kind of been preaching this. I love it. It's not small, it's not big. It's the best performance per parameter. That's how
Exactly.
you can look at Arcee.
Yeah.
And size is kind of an afterthought of that.
So, Mark, this is. I mean, people will read between the lines, and they'll come up to their own conclusion. But this is a very aggressive move by RC in a positive way, right? I mean, we're still a small company. Like you said, we didn't raise billions, so we have to be smart about that, right? Like if we want to, if we want to get in the ring and start, fighting with the really big guys, the monster guys out there, the monster labs, we have to be smart. So, what are we doing differently? What's the, how do we survive this fight, this competition against, the T-Rexes of the AI world? What do you think?
Well, I think further to what I just said, more on the performance per parameter. What we do is, we focus on efficiency across the board. So, everything we do has an efficient nature to it. And we Lucas can talk in more detail if he wants to about, kind of what that means from our training runs perspective. But, how do we I think the best way is you prove you belong in that ring by releasing frontier models.
Right.
Then no one can question what we're trying to do or what we will become because we've proven it. Lucas kind of touched upon it. There's a lot of noise out there of people
Oh yeah.
saying, "Oh, we're going to do this. We will train this model, or we will do all in on open source." And they happen to raise hundreds of millions of dollars on that message. We're the ones actually doing it, right? We're in the street. We're
Yeah.
actually training the models. We're releasing the models. We're not just saying it.
We
So
walk we walk the talk.
exactly,
And
exactly.
we, and I think it's fair to say we wish a lot of other companies did it as well, right?
Mhm.
Lots
Exactly.
of talk, not a lot of walking. So we're gonna show them, right?
We are going to show. That's the only way we can show them is to actually prove it with our
Yeah.
releases, and we will do that.
Lucas, did you want to add anything here?
We also are in a pretty lovely position, such that prior to starting our pre-training efforts, a tremendous amount of our work was taking other open weight models, as Mark mentioned, and via post training, improving them ideally in a meaningfully more performant way than what was in its original form. So that also allows us to, when we're looking at doing an update to a model, improving performance, making it more competitive, keeping it at the frontier, we have a lot of tools in our tool belt that allow us to do that without retraining the model from scratch.
Yes.
And I think that also gives us a competitive advantage over um, even other players in the closed model race, where we can reduce the cost for iterations on these models. So I think that also gives us a pretty potent advantage.
So maybe the last item I wanted to discuss. I mean, we do all of this because customers are asking us to do it, right? I mean, it's not just us, burning money and building stuff. We heard from customers that they need those models. They need those attributes in the models. So Mark, I mean, people listening to us live or watching that recording, I mean, who should be paying attention, right? Who should think about Arcee AI as a model provider for their organization, their company?
Yeah, I would say everybody, but that might be a little vague. I think that anybody who has experimented with models, existing open source models,
Sure.
today, even extending it to closed source models for that matter, and they want just more control, more customization of their models, or an alternative in the open source world that maybe there's some compliance issues on why you can't use some of the models today, or the licensing is a little restrictive. I would recommend taking a look at obviously the 4.5B, any new models we have coming up, releasing in the coming months, because you do have that ability, right, through that license to do many things with the model, and the model weights, that you need to, for your use case on your data. And we're here to help as well. We're here to support
Yes.
the thing. We heard from enough companies that need that support aspect as well, because it's hard. It's
Oh
very
yeah.
hard
Yeah.
model, ready for production use case, powering some kind of production application. So we're here. We're here to help as well. So, we'll provide, and we will give back to the community the model weights, and then we'll be here to support as you take them further.
Great. Lucas, anything to add?
I'll see you guys mid-October. There'll be some fun stuff.
Oh, you revealed. Okay. Well,
There'll be some fun stuff to talk about.
now it's starting to talk. So I think it's probably time to wrap
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah. Let's end this
Yeah, that's
before
it.
everything goes
We
wrong.
need
Yeah,
to cut your mic. We need to cut
yeah,
your mic. I need to ask you, my elite production manager, to cut your audio. Okay.
yeah.
All right. Yeah, we wanna keep it a little shorter tonight. As you can see, I mean, there's a lot of stuff cooking, and we'll have more to tell, in a few weeks. And I think we're super excited. We'd love to tell you more, but we're also trying to maximize impact, and keep an element of surprise when models start dropping. So, well, at least you get an Apache 2.0 AFM 4.5 available right now. Yeah, I think we'll apply the actual license change today, so that's already great news.
Yep.
And if you want to know more, you can go to our website. You can contact us, book a demo, and our team will get back to you and discuss your use case, and we'll try to get you on your way. And of course, stay in touch. Follow Arcee on LinkedIn, on Twitter. Follow Lucas and Mark and myself everywhere you find us, because this is probably where the good news will drop, when we're ready to share them. Okay. Thank you everybody for watching this. Thank you for folks who stayed up really late. I hope they got their fill. Now please go to bed. And thank you to my elite production manager for setting all of this in no time and making sure we could talk to all of you. Thank you very much. Mark, thanks again. Have a great day in Florida. Lucas, uh, have a great day as well. And I'll see you soon. And we'll see everybody out there
Thank you.
very, very soon with more news. Okay?
Thanks, everyone.
Talk to you later.
All right.
Bye. Thanks.